Hey guys, it's Benedictines the vegan. Is life good or humans are just bullshitting themselves? Because humans are very good at bullshitting themselves. This is a very important question. Is life really good? Is life as good as we think it is? Is it even good at all? Because it seems like that's what a lot of people believe. They believe that life is good. So even when it's horrible, they have to convince themselves that it's good. Even when life is being horrible, they have to convince themselves that it's good. And when it's good, that makes them feel good. Like, yeah, life is good. All the bad stuff was happening for a good reason. That is why life is good now. But is life really good? Or there are so many things that we are not willing to look at, that if we looked at these things, we'll actually realize that this world is not good. Life is actually crazy. Are we really being honest with ourselves? Today when I was on TikTok, I came across a clip from Family Guy. It was a clip of Peter Griffin and his wife Lois. It was after his mom died. He said, "Oh, at least that's over." And his wife said, "What do you mean, Peter? Your mom just died." And he said, "Lois, the key in life is to lie to yourself about reality and throw the bad stuff in a place that will come back to you in the form of rage." And he started hitting the wall until his hands started bleeding. Not building. I laughed because that's how many people deal with reality. They lie to themselves. They lie to themselves about what is happening in this world. They lie to themselves when bad things happen. And that's dangerous because people that are real, people that speak the truth, end up being looked at as villains in our society. When a person speaks the truth, they're evil because everyone is lying, you see? So speaking the truth turns you into a villain. So we've ended up with a society full of soft people who are scared of the truth. The problem is that just because you're avoiding the truth, it does not mean that you're not going to feel the anger that comes with whatever has happened that you're trying to avoid. You cannot ignore the anger. The anger will still find a way to manifest. That is why we live in a world where everyone seems to be crazy. Because when you look at people, you realize that they're actually crazy. Like for real, people are crazy. Every time you turn on your TV, you realize that there are lots of crazy things that people are doing. You watch Facebook Reels, you realize that there are lots of crazy things that people are doing. People are crazy. They're crazy because they're not having real conversations about what's affecting them, what's hurting them, what's really wrong, what's going on in their lives. The truth is, life is not good. We are just forced to pretend as if it's good. we see everyone pretending as if it's good, and we're like, you know what? I can't be honest about how I feel about life because everyone is saying that it's good. If I spoke the truth, I would not fit in. And everyone wants to fit in. Everyone wants to survive. That's why we've ended up with a world where people don't talk about how they really feel, but they talk about how they want others to think they are feeling, or how others want them to feel. So people start competing about how happy they are, even if they're not happy. It gets to a point where people start posting their achievements online. I saw a post from this other guy on Facebook today. He posted the money that he made on Betway. And I was like, why is he doing that? And he was bragging. Is life really good? Or we are just lying to ourselves? There's this video that I watched a couple of days ago of Jordan Peterson being interviewed by some guy. I think the name of the YouTube channel is The Diary of a CEO, something like that. He was being interviewed by this guy. This guy said, I wanted to ask you if you are happy, but because of what I found out when watching your videos, I don't know how to ask you how you're doing. Like, I don't know how to check up on you. How should I check up on you? He said, oh, just ask how I'm doing. And then he asked him, oh, how are you doing? And he said, I'm doing terribly and brilliantly. And then he started talking about happiness. He compared happiness to elevator music. He was trying to make happiness look shallow, like being happy is shallow. He compared it to elevator music, and he said, you know, think of music that is really deep. Music that makes you feel different kinds of emotions. Listening to music like that is better than listening to elevator music, meaning that feeling the emotions that is talking about when you are listening to a song that is actually deep is better than being happy. It was implying that people shouldn't really be chasing for happiness. They should be looking for meaningful moments, because being happy is actually meaningless. Being happy is actually shallow. You must be looking for meaningful moments. But he started crying in that interview, and I looked at him and I was like, I think he's miserable. Not only is he not happy, he's actually miserable. But he has to make it seem as if life is good. He has to be positive. Just like he's always been. He's always been positive. I mean, saying that happiness is not that important. It's not the most important thing in life. So it doesn't really matter if you're not happy. That's being positive. That's saying that, no, there's more to life than being happy. I looked at him and I looked at his eyes and was like, nah, General Peterson is not okay for real. Like, this guy is not okay. Not only is he not happy, he's miserable. But he can't really be vulnerable. He can't really open up because people looked at him as this guy that is strong, that is always positive, the pillar of strength and confidence is what every man should aspire to be. So he can't just open up. He can't just say, you know what, this world is horrible. Because here's the thing. He's comparing life to music. Like, okay, elevator music is kind of meaningless. So it's much better to listen to music that is actually deep. That's what's meaningful. In life, it's much better to be experiencing things that are going to make you feel deep emotions, not to just be experiencing things that are going to make you feel happy all the time. That it's kind of shallow in a way. And he's right. In fact, it's much better to have meaningful moments that you can never ever forget, than just being happy all the time. He's right. I agree with him. The problem is that the comparison is actually wrong. Here's what I mean. Life for most people will be like listening to a horrible song. It wouldn't be like listening to a song that is deep, a song that is meaningful, a song that makes you feel positive emotions and negative emotions at the same. No. For most people, life is horrible. It's like listening to the worst song ever. A song that you don't want to listen to. Being forced to listen to that song. Think of a song that you've heard that you don't want to listen to again. Being forced to listen to that song. That is torture. You're not going to be feeling positive emotions. You're going to go crazy. See, life is making people want to scream. It's making people want to go outside and just scream. Because it's so hard. It's not easy for many people. It's like listening to a horrible song. It's not like listening to a beautiful song that's making you feel deep emotions. That's what Jordan Peterson is not getting. Listening to a beautiful song that makes you feel all kinds of emotions will be like if today was your birthday and someone that you have not spoken to in a while came and say, yo, happy birthday. You know what? Let's go out. Me and you are going out right now. Get dressed. Let's go out. He took you, and that person took you to a place where there's people that love you. And everyone was like, yo, let's celebrate your birthday. Let's celebrate your birthday. Like, today is your day. Like, today is all about you. That will touch you in a different way, especially if you've never had that kind of experience. That will be like listening to a song that is very deep. That will make you want to cry, But what most people are experiencing is like, today being your birthday, no one wishes you a happy birthday at all. No one wishes you a happy birthday. No one even knows it's your birthday. And you decided to go out. Like, okay, it's fine. Let me just go out and drink. And then someone said, happy birthday. And you thought they were saying happy birthday to you, and you realized, they were saying happy birthday to someone else, not you. And you started feeling more sad. You started feeling more alone. You checked your WhatsApp. No one has sent you a text. You checked on Facebook. No one even said anything. And you get a call. You get a call from someone that you care about, and they complain about something that you did. Oh, why did you do that? Why did you do that? You're so selfish. You're so stupid and selfish. You know what I mean? Like, that's how life is for most people. Most people are just suffering. Life is just full of disappointments. The story that they are having is not good. It's not a good story. It's not a good story to tell. It's a horrible story to tell. That's how life is for most people. So the question is life really good? Or we're just lying to ourselves? I do get it that there are people that are happy, that are experiencing greatness in this world. Today I watched a clip from Britain's Got Talent. It was a clip of this guy. He went to audition on Britain's Got Talent because his son told him, yo, you gotta go and audition. You are a great singer. You should go there and audition. He went there to audition and he sang beautifully. He sang this song, Men's World. He sang beautifully. And his son was in the audience and his son was proud. Like, the whole thing was beautiful, and they gave him a golden buzzer. You know, I was like, this is a great dude. Like, he's happy. You know, but that made me think, what about all the people that failed? What about all the people that did not make it? All the people that were told no, all the people that were made fun of, all the people that were told they are not good enough. Because for him to be great, there have to be people who are not great. There has to be people who are mediocre. And that's how life is. We celebrate greatness. And because everyone wants to be great, everyone is striving for greatness. We end up thinking that life is actually great. But when we look at our lives, we look at all the times we had to fail, all the things that we deal with every day, we realize that it isn't. It's just that we have a goal. We all want to experience what he experienced, because very few people in the world get to experience what he experienced. Very few people in the world. Chances are there isn't a person that is going to watch this video that experienced what he has experienced. What he experienced was beautiful, but how many people get to experience that? Not that many people. So even though the beautiful moments are really beautiful, even though we all want to experience what the guy experienced, we don't get to experience what he experienced. Most humans are average. Most humans are not loved. Most humans are not really accepted. Most humans are not treated well. Most humans are not lucky. It's just that we're shown the beautiful things in life. So we end up thinking that life is actually beautiful. We end up thinking, you know what, I'm just not doing what I need to be doing, or it's just not my time yet. I'm not doing what I need to be doing, or it's just not my time yet, or I'm just not working as hard as I should be. But my time will come. What you're not realizing is that that's what every person is telling themselves. Like, there's millions of people who are just like you, who are where you are. Who are telling themselves the same things that you're telling yourself. What you're not realizing is that no, actually the truth is life sucks. But it is possible to experience greatness in this world. The problem is, the polarity. The problem is polarity, the law of opposites. That guy was very, very happy. That guy felt all the emotions that he wanted to feel. But think about this. How many people were feeling the opposite of what he was feeling? See, he might have been the only person in the world that felt what he felt at the time. But how many people were feeling what the opposite of what he felt? at the same time, at the time when he was feeling all these positive emotions. How many people were feeling alone? How many people felt like they were losers? How many people felt like my wife does not love me? My son does not love me. My son is not proud of me. What have I done with my life? I tried so hard, but I failed. I'm still where I was when I started. How many people were feeling like that when you were celebrating? Millions of people, but he was like the only person that was feeling what he was feeling at the time. Because there ain't many moments like that in this world. And this world is full of moments of horror. That's why, he cried. He cried because he didn't believe that he was going to experience that. Because not everyone gets to experience that. Very few people in the world get to experience that. So what does that tell us? It tells us that there are many people in this world that are not experiencing what he was experiencing. There are many people in this world that are experiencing the opposite of what he was experiencing. So doesn't that tell us that life is actually bad? We just want it to be good. We're just fighting as hard as we can to get the things that we want so that life will be good. What we don't even realize is that even though he experienced that, he'll need to go back to his mediocre life, maybe. Who knows? He'll need to go back to what he had to deal with every day. Who knows? Or maybe he will make it. Maybe that will change his life. But the truth is, there are very few people in this world that get to experience what he experienced. Many people are experiencing the opposite of what he experienced. That is why I'm not in love with this world. Because there are people who are in love with this world. There are people who actually think that life is really good. Life is really beautiful. There are many people in this world that are telling themselves that. Many, many people. No matter what is happening, they're telling themselves that it is beautiful. Now that made me realize that no, actually, some people are just in love with the world. They don't have a reason to be in love with the world. The same way that when you fall in love with someone, you don't know why you love them. You just love them. Maybe they have beautiful eyes. Maybe their voice is beautiful. Maybe it's the way they walk. Maybe it's the way that they dress. Maybe it's the way they look at you. Even if they are horrible. Even if they are horrible to you, if you are in love with them, you are in love with them. That is why there are many people who are in toxic relationships. They are not being treated right at all. They are in toxic relationships, but they are still in love with the people that they are in relationships with. Why? Because love does not come from logic. You just fall in love. You don't have to think of why you should love someone. You just fall in love with them. You don't choose who to love. So there's people who are in love with this world. They don't know why they love this world. The world is horrible, but they are in love with it. So they suffer a lot, just like everyone else. Because it's not like there are only few people who are suffering. No, there are lots of people, millions of people who are suffering, but they're in love with the world. They're in love with existence. So they keep on telling themselves that life is good. When you tell them that, look at all the things that's going on, what makes you think that life is good? They think you're evil. Think of all the times when you were in love and people told you that, you know what, this person is not good for you. This person is going to break your heart one day, you'll see. And you thought they were evil. and then that person broke your heart. Think of all the times when you did not listen to your friends when you were in love with someone. They told you, they warned you, like, hey, this person, this person is really going to break your heart. This person, you're not going to be the same after dating them. But you were like, nah. You even told that person you're in a relationship with that your friends are jealous. Your friends are jealous. And then that person broke your heart. So it's the same with life. Like, it's horrible. You know, when you try to show people that actually it is horrible, you've got to think twice before bringing another person into this world, because it is horrible. They tell themselves that you are evil. They would rather convince themselves that you were sent by the devil. No, you were sent by the devil. You are demonic. How can you say that life is evil? We're enjoying this life. How can you say that it's evil? We're saying that it's evil because it is evil. We're saying that it's not good because it is not good. You're just in love with it. The same way that some people are in love with the Christian God, for an example. It is obvious that he's more evil than the devil. It is obvious. It isn't something that anyone that's rational can debate. It's obvious. But they will say that I love him. I love him. They will even say that they love Jesus. You know, I once dated a girl that was so in love with Jesus that it made me feel like, what the hell? I felt like Jesus stole her from me, dude. Like, I didn't even matter. She's so in love with Jesus. You know, it's all about Jesus. Always posting about Jesus. I was like, man, this ain't my type of relationship. This ain't my type of girl. You know, she gotta love me. You know, I'm here. You know, I don't know about Jesus, but I know it sounds awful, you know, to be saying that. Like, but I think some girls are more in love with Jesus than they're in love with, you know, people that they live with. They love Jesus more than they love the people that they live with. You get to a point that they don't even treat the people that they live with right because they're in love with Jesus. And when the people that they live with tell them that, yeah, you are being horrible, they just tell themselves that, you know what, I don't care, Jesus loves me. I don't care about anyone, Jesus loves me. That's what they tell themselves. I'm not saying Jesus is bad. Like, I think Jesus was cool. It's the Christian God that I think is bad. You know what I think. I've been saying this for so many years. I've been saying that I don't think that Jesus was here to save humanity from the devil. I think he was here to save humanity from the Abrahamic God. And a lot of people are like, you're crazy, you're crazy. And then I discovered the Gnostic Gospels and I was like, yeah, you see. It makes a lot of sense because Jesus was cool. He was not evil. You know, it was not like evil. But God of the Old Testament was evil. He wanted people to sacrifice animals. What type of God is that? He wanted them to torture animals so that they would feel happy. He wanted them to fight, kill. You know what I mean? He would take sides. He didn't have a problem with slavery. He was obviously evil. There are a lot of things that are written in the Old Testament that will make you go like, how can people be worshiping this God? But they're in love with this God. They don't care how horrible he is. They don't care if he's going to send people to hell, because some of these people really believe that what's written in the Bible is true, even though there's absolutely no reason to believe that it's true. Like, there's absolutely no reason to believe that the Bible is true. No reason. You just believe that it's true because you were indoctrinated, and that shows you how easily manipulated your mind is. Like, it's easy to manipulate your mind. It's easy to make you believe things that are not even true. That's why I believe that reality is perspective. Because if you believe that God exists, you're going to live like he does. You know, he exists. You're going to hate people who don't believe in him because he exists, he's real. You're going to judge people who are not living according to his will because he exists, he's real. Even if it's not real. Like your whole worldview is going to be centered around that belief. So everything that you do is going to be grounded by your worldview. That's what's crazy. But the truth is, man, we are in a crazy world. We are in a world where a lot of people are not happy, where their voices are not even heard. You know, the people that are not happy, we don't get to hear them speak. We don't get to hear them speak about how unhappy they are. Why? Because that's not allowed. It's not allowed in our society. It's not good. It does not sell. No one wants to associate with people that are actually honest with themselves. Everyone wants to associate with people who are lying, people that are making them feel like they are in heaven. The problem is that they continue to make mistakes. They continue to do things that are causing more suffering because they believe that this world is good. The problem is that they will still find themselves feeling angry. They will still find themselves feeling negative emotions because there are lots of bad things that are happening in their lives that they are refusing to address because they've convinced themselves that life is good. They've convinced themselves that they shouldn't think negative thoughts. They should always be positive all the time. So everyone can feel it that something isn't right. Now everyone can feel it that no, man, something is not right. For real, something is not right. But because they've convinced themselves that they must always be feeling positive emotions, then they ignore the truth. But it will come back in the form of rage. You can't really avoid the truth, you know. The truth is the only thing that's real. This is something that you must get. How can you avoid something that is real? You can't avoid the truth. All the lies, you know, are going to expire because they're just lies. All lies are going to expire. The truth will remain. So you see, you can't really avoid the truth. The truth will always find a way to manifest. The truth will always find a way to come back and haunt you if you treat it as something that is not good, you know. If you demonize truth, it's going to come back to haunt you because you perceive it as something that is evil. So it's going to come back as what you perceive it to be, you see. But some people are haunted by what they've rejected. This is the thing. Some people are haunted by what they've rejected. They've convinced themselves that they were in a beautiful world and they ignored the truth. They saw the truth, but they ignored it. Then the truth came back because where is it going to go? It will come back to affect you and you will complain. You would even lie. Oh, it's the devil. It's witches. You know, black people where I live always convince themselves that it's witches. It's witchcraft. Like, dude, I don't even pray. I don't even pray and I'm good. You know, I'm not sick. I'm not crazy. I'm still alive. I'm still here. Speaking the truth. I'm still here. And they'll say, it's witches that are making you not like God, for an example. Like, nah, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with truth. You know, people will believe anything that makes them feel good. It sucks when you really think about it, because they're afraid of the real truth, so they'll rather believe anything that's going to make them feel good. You know, we live in a very weird world. We live in a world where everything is upside down. That's the thing. Everything is upside down in this world. What's really good is considered to be evil. What's really evil is considered to be good. Today there is wind. I want to see how my microphone is going to do. Like there's lots of wind and it's cold. Winter is my favorite season. I really, really love winter. Everything looks beautiful during winter. Everything looks beautiful. Because when it's hot, where I live, it's really hot. Like it really does. It really does get hot. So winter is good. The wind is coming from this side. No, it's coming from this side. So I want to see how good my external microphone is. Because if I was using the internal mic, there's no way that you'd be able to hear me. But yeah, man, the truth is that we live in a crazy world. If you are seeing the world for what it is, obviously you're not going to feel as good as you'd like to feel, but it's not your fault. You just have to understand you are in a crazy world and you're seeing the truth. And the truth matters, in my opinion. I think the truth matters because we're not going to be making stupid decisions. I've not made stupid decisions that are affecting someone else in a negative way. Why? Because I ask myself the most important questions. Imagine if I had a child right now. That child would be dealing with life on this planet, not knowing what the heck is going on. Like I always say, that I do understand though that there are people that are enjoying their lives, but they just have to lie to themselves. That's why we have different religions. Guys, it's about to rain, so I think I might have to switch the camera off. But thank you all, guys.